Elara shook her head violently. No, no, you can't be here. You weren't supposed to come. Mara cut her off, her voice sharp with confusion. Why wouldn't he? Mom sent him a letter. The man smiled faintly at Mara, a tired, weathered smile. Yes, your mother begged me to return. Said she wanted one last chance to fix what she broke. She even sent Attorney Litton to find me. The attorney nodded solemnly, confirming the man's words. Elara backed away, her breath coming in ragged gasps. No, that's not possible. I burned the letters, all of them. Mom never. She stopped abruptly. Her own words hanging in the air, a confession she never meant to make. Mara's eyes widened in disbelief. You what? Elara looked trapped, cornered like a frightened animal, her body shaking uncontrollably. I didn't want him to come back. I knew what it would mean. Everything would fall apart. Mara's voice was as cold as the rain outside. Elara, you destroyed everything. But as the accusations settled in the room, something felt wrong. Terribly wrong. Mara watched the man's shadow, how it moved strangely in the candlelight, too tall, too sharp. His rain-soaked coat, she noticed, didn't drip a single drop onto the polished floor. And Attorney Litton? He kept glancing at the man, a nervous, expectant look in his eyes, as if waiting for a cue. A knot of suspicion tightened in Mara's stomach. She narrowed her eyes. Dad, what year did you leave? He blinked, a flicker of uncertainty in his gaze. 2000 and... That's not what Dad always said, Mara interrupted, her voice firm. He used a specific phrase. He always said, the year the willows wept their leaves too soon. She took a step back, creating a distance between them. Who are you? Elara gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. The man's face twitched, just for a second, like a mask slipping. His gentle expression hardened, replaced by something calculated and severe. Then his voice changed. It dropped, becoming deeper, colder. I was wondering when you'd notice. He reached into his coat and with a smooth, practiced motion, pulled out a badge. Daniel Reyes, private investigator. Hired by your mother. Mara froze, the world tilting on its axis. Elara looked like she might collapse. Attorney Litton finally spoke, his tone full of apology. I'm sorry, Ms. Delas. Your mother wanted the full truth revealed, no matter how painful it was for everyone involved. The investigator, Reyes, turned his piercing gaze on Elara. I've been following the trail for months. Your mother, Genevieve, knew her time was running out. More than anything, she wanted justice for her husband. Mara's heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic, painful drumbeat. Where's my real father? She whispered, the question tearing from her throat. The investigator's expression softened, the hard edges of his professional demeanor melting away to reveal a sliver of compassion. He passed away. 2 years ago. Alone. He was still hoping that one day, the truth would finally come out. The words struck Mara like a physical blow. Her knees buckled, a choked sob escaping her lips. Beside her, Elara sank to the floor, her body finally giving out, shattered by the weight of her lifelong deception. Reyes continued, his voice steady, delivering the final devastating blow to Elara's world. Your mother left instructions. After tonight, this house no longer goes to Elara. He stepped forward and handed Mara a second envelope, its seal unbroken. This is the real will. The one she signed in secret. With trembling hands, Mara opened it. The elegant, familiar script of her mother's handwriting swam before her eyes. To Mara, my daughter who always deserved the truth, I leave everything. Mara covered her mouth, a wave of grief and shock washing over her. Across the room, a raw, primal scream tore from Elara's throat, the sound of a world completely undone. By the next morning, the storm had passed, leaving the world washed clean. Elara was taken away for questioning. Whether the fire was a childhood accident or not, the decades of lies, manipulation, and destruction had legal consequences. Attorney Litton, his grim duty fulfilled, quietly packed his things and departed. Before he left, Investigator Reyes handed Mara the old scarred music box. For what it's worth, he said gently, your father loved you. Until his last breath, Mara clutched the box to her chest. The cool wood a solid, tangible link to the man she never got to know. When everyone was gone and the house was silent once more, she walked out onto the porch. She looked out at Willow Lane, at the trees standing tall after the storm, and she finally understood. She understood why her mother had left this house, with all its painful memories, to her. It wasn't a reward. It was a burden to heal, a responsibility to rebuild. The past had burned this house down once, metaphorically and perhaps literally. Now it was hers to build anew from the ashes. Mara whispered into the crisp morning air, a promise to the father she had just found and lost. "Dad, this time I won't let you be forgotten," as if in reply, the music box in her hands began to play its soft, melancholic tune. A broken family's final melody, at last set free.